My name's Vanch, and I am just a random guy on the internet with a camera, so you can decide whether to listen to me or not. Today's topic is going to be about, well, it's around the idea of authenticity. So what does it take to be different? What does it take to, well, I guess not be like everyone else? I guess the answer is not as simple as you think it is. So on my phone I have my notes written down, what I'm going to talk about, so if you see me looking up, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just reading off my notes. So, I have spent a fair amount of time thinking about what it is that can make me different. So when I started this channel, I thought to myself, okay, self-improvement, wow, everyone's going to be saying the general same sort of things, but how can I be different from everyone else? And I thought, because I was the one saying it, that's what made me different. But it wasn't the case, right? Because after I thought of that being the idea that, okay, if it was me saying the things that everyone else was saying, then I could just take ideas of other people, but as long as I was saying it, it was different. And what that led to happening was that I actually ended up turning into everyone else. And I know everyone says that, oh, oversaturation, oh, that doesn't exist, man, but like, that's exactly what's happening in the self-improvement space, where people don't know how to be them. And I'm not going to be some messiah who's going to come in and say that I know everything and I know how to be me. Like, I've tried for so long to figure out what it means to be me. And I guess there's a couple things I've come across that, a couple things may be, like... I fucked it. I'm going to keep this in because, this is exactly how all my video filmings go. Where, when you see a cut, this is exactly what's happened. I've, lost my train of thought. Because I think I speak to think. So I want to start thinking to speak a bit more. So I guess I'm trying to be a bit more authentic in the things I'm doing. That's off track. So the point I wanted to go on next was not the things I was doing, but essentially the questions I was asking myself, which is why do I need to fit in? Or the other questions being what should I do? Why should I do what other people do? Right? And it's I can't ever come to a straight answer on my own. So I was listening to this podcast with George Mack on, and he really hit the nail on the head on about the things that people really remember about you, the things that make you different. So the idea that weirdness doesn't die. The weirdness that you have, the weirdness about you, that never really goes away. So he mentions how he went to this funeral, and the things that people were talking about, the person who died, weren't the normal things, going to their job or trying to fit in with other people, or what they wore, or the music they listened to. It was the weird things that they did that really made them, the extravagant things, the really odd, different, unique things that they did, that was them. That's the thing that people are going to really remember. That's the stuff that's going to really make people love you. So it could be, your weird taste in music, the fact that you don't like these specific types of foods, or the way that you were ruthlessly pushing for optimization, or the way that you push through things, or your discipline, your determination. It's the things that made you you. And I guess that's hard to come across, right? And there's certain things that you can do, from just on the top of my head, the places where I feel I'm really me, where I'm really just in the zone, where I feel I'm just comfortable. It's around the people I really trust. So, being on holiday with my friends for a week, I had no reason to not be me. These are people I truly trust. And when I was comfortable and I was me, it felt so much nice, it felt so real. And I guess it also opened a lot more for hurt. So obviously disagreements happen when you're, with your friends, in a week in a little villa or whatever. Disagreements happen. And when we had disagreements, it hurt a lot more. And that's because they were criticizing me, the true me, which I decided to open up to people. And when they complimented me, I felt that. I felt happy about that. But then it also comes with the downside, which is the criticisms. And I had to take that in. But I guess that's an upside about, being you. Because you can actually take the criticisms and actually improve you. Instead of well, I guess the social expectations, the expectations people have of you. And I guess one question that I like to ask myself, where I would draw the line, is, well, how much of you do you want to be before you start realizing that you are at fault, and it's not that the other people can't accept you? So let me, what am I trying to say there? So, how much is it that you are being you? Like, say for example, you are just trying to be as you as possible, as authentic as possible. And when people criticize that, is that them just not liking the real you? Or is that you being a problem? It's like, then you don't know. Because then where do you draw the line between that? Because sometimes it might just be people not liking you, and there might not be anything wrong with you. Or there might be stuff wrong with you and they're just trying to give you criticism. Now, I guess that's something for you to figure out, to see like how much is your bad habits according to other people are affecting them, you, and the people around you. Or how much is it not affecting them and it's just, they can't accept change. Okay. What else have I written? Right. Okay. So, the one thing I've realized, like, especially in Britain, which is where I live right now, is that we're really prone to, banter. Like, we really like insulting other people. I guess that's the kind of relationships we build. So when you're actually close with someone, you insult them or make a joke about them in a way that's like through love, like through friendship. And I guess that's how you make friendship in the UK. But the problem with that is that when you come across with a new idea or something new, you're unique to you, that you're trying to do, and you put that forward, there will always be one person who will be laughing in the corner saying, gay. Like, it's always going to happen. And not everyone's going to be enthusiastic to approach it because, it's change and we're overly analytical about things. And we don't just, head first try things. And I guess you can take that as a benefit in itself. But it also means that we stop people from being themselves. Because when someone laughs about something that you want to do, something unique, and you bring that across, they laugh about that. They pull you back into this box. You can't really push past that box because you're worried about getting insulted for your future ideas again. So one thing that I've been doing is that anything that I think is somewhat valuable to, push forward or to try becoming better at, I just keep it to myself. And I don't really mention it to people until, it's underway or it's started like building momentum. And I only really tell people I really trust about it. Because I don't see any reason to bring it across to other people who are just gonna, say bad things about my idea to move it forward, and my idea to do this, and my idea to move that. And what you realize is actually, this I didn't even mean to mention this, but it's like a psychological thing, where if you mention a good idea that you have, then most of the time you won't end up doing it, because you're talking about so much. And I think that's one problem I've come across on this YouTube, which is like, I'll keep speaking on things like, oh, these good habits, this. I can't lie, I find my old videos so cringe now, because I think I was optimizing for the wrong thing. I was optimizing for these likes, comments, views, but I wasn't really being me. And as much as those would be nice, and I would like to have all those likes, all those comments, all those metrics, it didn't feel me. It didn't feel like I was really saying those things. And I guess I created a lie saying that I really, really, really wanted to help people, to make it seem like I was more trustworthy. But I'm even struggling to help myself. So I don't know how I can help other people when I can't even help myself. Like, I'm in the dumps right now. I'm not exactly in the best spot. Well, mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever. All that you can think of. I was on this roll, on this moving forward for so long with so much momentum. And then it just went away. I haven't been able to grab back onto that yet. But I guess that's what it takes to be different. To be able to accept your mistakes. To accept you. To take criticism, to take your compliments. and to not conform to what people want you to be. You have an idea, act upon it. You've been criticized about something, it's hurt you, act upon it. And your weird attributes, the things that you don't really want to show other people, but it really makes you happy. Those little things, keep them, because that's you. Those are things that people are truly going to remember. Don't try to optimize for perfection so that everyone likes you, because everyone won't like you. And I guess that's been, I don't know why my nose is so fucking itchy, but I guess everybody really tries to do that. Everybody really tries to make sure that everyone likes them, but it just kind of leads you down this rabbit hole where you'll be stuck in an area where you don't feel like you're being you, and it's kind of hard to dig yourself out of that hole when you're down so deep. So it's something to think about. Let me see if there's anything I've missed out. Yeah, I actually went like full ham on here, and some of these things I just forget because I write them so well on this script, so I'm just gonna kind of read this out to you. So I said, we all live with an innate desire to satisfy others' expectations of us and who they would like us to be, and frankly, it's all futile. There's no point. And it's because we shouldn't live that way because we engage in actions with an expectation of a reward. I can't speak, but let me tell you where I got that from. So on my flight back from holiday with my boys, one of my friends had bought a book, and I was sitting next to him on the flight, and the book is called The Courage to be Disliked. And I thought it was a great title, and I was really interested into reading in what it was about. One of the chapters was about getting recognition from others. And it's an interesting concept, right? Because you'd think that as humans we would like to get recognition from the people that we love, or the people we like, or the people we'd like to give us recognition, you know? Like if I'm rolling up my sleeves and I'm doing the work, I would expect a thanks. If I don't get that, then I lose motivation. But that's just part of the reward, the action reward system. I think that's the reward punishment system that, you know, has been built into us from school and all those things where it's like you do something good, you get rewarded, you do something bad, you get punished. But then people start thinking that if I do this action and I don't get rewarded for it, then I should stop doing that action. Or if I do this action and I won't get punished for doing this action, then I'll keep doing this action. But then it just leads to chaos, because it means that people are always doing things for recognition. So when you start doing a task with the idea that after you do this task I'm going to get a sense of recognition, then you're not doing that with pure authenticity. You're not doing that with pure kindness or trying. That action is not you. It's a side of you that wants the dopamine, that wants the metrics. And I guess that's the problem I had when I first started this channel, where I started this channel with the hopes of reward. The hopes that people would see it, they would give me likes, they would give me comments, they would give me views, they would give me my watch time. And then I would be happy. It was the reward action system where I did a certain action hoping to be rewarded for it. But I'm talking about authenticity, I'm talking about being different, because I want to help myself. Do I want to help myself? I'm confused myself, like which path I should go down, where I should go, or what I should start on, and what I should do. But I think it's step 0 to even be asking these questions. And alongside of trying to help myself, me speaking on it, hopefully someone watches to this point that just like, they get an insight as well. And hopefully there's someone to talk about these things. Because I would find it helpful to talk to people about certain topics that I find interesting, that I find I need questions answered. When I talk to people, I find that I can find the answers a lot quicker. The last thing I said is that this is mostly a reminder to me and to you to do what is you, and to always put your best foot forward, no matter what it is that you're doing, and to make sure that it's you that's doing it. You're not doing it for someone else, and you're doing it because it feels real. Otherwise, you'll know what it feels like to be fake. And it's a reminder to, well, be yourself. Thank you for watching, man.